guys, turn off your subtitles. What's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today I have popular request, first time guest here on the channel, my man Don Palestina. Huge shout out to all my followers, all the players out there in Clash Royale from Jerusalem. He wanted to give a big shout out to all of the Jerusalem players. And today we're going to be playing Mortar. Of course, he's already inside a match, so we're going to go ahead and hop in here. He's playing his absolutely favorite Mortar deck. You guys can see it below me here in the battle deck on the overlay. Also, as always with all my videos, we will have a deck link for you provided in the description, so make sure you never take the time, waste the time of copying the deck. Feel free just to copy it from the description. Going against Black Panther here, we're gonna do top ladder live right now. It is the last day of the season. How are you guys doing? I imagine most of you have hit new trophy best. I don't want to rehash the whole new ladder system, excuse me, but maybe I will rehash it later on in the video. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about the ladder inflation, what it means, the good, the bad, the ugly. But right now, I want to talk about this deck. This is Don's very favorite Mortar deck, and it's pretty free-to-play friendly. Obviously, it does have the Epic and the Prince, who surprisingly to some did not get a nerf. Also, well, no cards get a nerf. So it has Bar Barrel and Snowball, which are still super powerful. We connect for a decent amount of damage there, but a nice last-minute E-Wiz there down for Black Panther, who I believe is Bob the Rock. Shout out to Bob if indeed it is. So we set up a Mortar here. We do make a connection in the left, but this deck is not going anywhere, guys. It's really one of the best, if not the best, Mortar deck out there. Granted, I think there's going to be a lot more anti-log bait out there right now, because I think that log bait with the Princess and also the Goblin Barrel buff is probably going to be everywhere. You know, do you guys agree? Do you think that bait is going to be like the most dominant archetype after the balance changes, or am I overreacting based on that Princess and the Goblin Barrel buff? I think it actually is going to be viable in Tier 1 for the first time in quite a while. It's been viable for a while, but Tier 1, like all over the place in the meta, I think it could be back, you know, in a big way. Thinking like the old Adam days of bait at the top of ladder, a lot of log bait, you know. So anyway, this deck will still be viable though. A lot of people will start running log, but it won't really affect this deck because we still have, although we do have a couple swarm cards in the Dark Goblin and the Goblin Gang, we still have 2 spells. We have 3 win conditions, really, as the swarm cards for chip damage, the miner for chip damage, and of course we have the Mortar. So I think that this deck will still be very, very good. Now here we go. Already 35 seconds left before I actually get to the play-by-play this match. We have the damage advantage here, and then the miner goes on that left tower, taking it down to 10, make that 979, and the miner's still chipping away. We have a raged up Royal Giant. Now this is a difficult matchup. I'm assuming the last card here for Black Panther is Lightning, because, you know, Royal Giant Lightning is everywhere. I wonder if that will change again with 3 Musketeers being buffed and back in the meta, or is Lightning still going to be good? Is Fireball better? Time will tell on that. I predict that Royal Giant will probably still be run with Lightning even after the balance changes, but again, we'll see what happens there. But Royal Giant Lightning is actually a pretty difficult matchup for this deck because he has plenty of splash answers, the Wizard Enter the Arena ability, the Bar Barrel, the Baby Dragon, he has the Furnace, and he has Lightning for our Mortar. So far, hey, and there's the Lightning right there, right? So 1037 remaining on our tower. Even though we have about a 500 HP advantage here, this game is not over yet. All it's really going to take here, nice snowball to push that E-Wiz back. Miner's going to take care of that E-Wiz. 428 remaining, 30 seconds here into sudden death overtime. Now we have some Fire Spirits. A Bar Barrel goes down for Don, and he's able to circumvent, to mitigate that Furnace almost entirely there. Now we have a Baby Dragon. We play Rascals right in front of our tower, dangerously close to the splash of the Baby Dragon, another card that was not touched in the balance changes. By the way, vote on my community poll and weigh in. What do you think of the balance changes? Here we go. Snowball comes down. We have minions on the Mega Minion. 347 remaining, but hey, 1 Royal Giant after this raged up Lumberjack could be trouble here, guys. Let's see what happens. It's not over yet. We don't have a big spell. We only have Miner plus Mortar. So I would expect a high Mortar here, and there it is. You want to place your Mortar high on defense against Royal Giant, really against anything. That way you can go ahead and try to get a connection with the tower. And the Royal Giant gets a hit. Oh no, Baby Dragon's still alive. Miner was caught by the E-Wiz. 221 remaining. He has Lightning in hand, or is he a card or 2 away from Lightning? He's got to be away from Lightning. Yeah, he just used it on the Mortar. Ash. Bar Barrel comes down, Miner comes down, he doesn't catch the Miner! Oh man! What a first match there, a victory for Don Palestina! Woo! That really came down to it. Now it's a difficult matchup. Let's go into the next match, guys. All right, guys, we're into the next one here, and I did want to mention, too, that he shared his second and his third favorite Mortar deck as well. You guys might have saw that in the chat. We're not going to cover all those decks. We're just going to stick to his absolute favorite Mortar Miner deck right now, but if you're curious, if you want to play those decks out, again, I'll include those two decks as well, his second and third favorite, in the description for you guys. So here we go into the next match, already 30 seconds in, and you can see he's not making a starting play. So, you know, starting plays with this deck, obviously, you can play Mortar. Some Mortar players really don't mind starting out with Mortar. Other Mortar players would never start out with Mortar, so it really depends on your personal preference. Me personally, I would say do not start out with a Mortar. I'd rather go in with a Miner like you saw there, split even a Goblin Gang or Bats in the back, but I wouldn't go in with Mortar off the bat. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm not a Mortar pro, so let's just watch and see what Don does throughout the duration of this live ladder video. So here we go again. Barbarian cycled, or Barbarrel, excuse me, cycled in the left lane. Gets one, make that 2 hits on that left tower, and now a Golem. All right, so a Golem matchup. This is really good because in these live videos, you never know what you're gonna get in terms of deck choice, deck selection. We go all in there. Pay attention to how he handles this push. They drop a Golem in single elixir time. What does Don do? He pressures opposite lane with the Prince plus the Goblin Gang. Now he's going to be very low on elixir to defend against this Golem push. It might be a tower trade situation, but hey, at least we got his tower down. Now we have a double dragon push and a Golem on our Mortar. So we place the Mortar first defensively. Dark Goblin's probably going to die at the hands of that baby dragon, and now we have absolutely nothing for this Lumberjack. So indeed, it is a tower trade situation. This could actually be trouble here, guys. I don't want a 3-crown here, but we have a Bandit down. We have a Lumberjack, which is going to rage everything up there. Notice how he placed that Prince way far in the corner? That's so that Bandit wouldn't take advantage of that rage ability, or whatever support troops he dropped. That rage would be pushed all the way aside. So a very smart Prince placement there, if you guys caught that by Don. So here we go again. It's going to be a Minor Bats on the left. Meanwhile, we have a charging Prince. He doesn't connect, or does connect, I think, in the right there. Took down the Barbarian Barrel, I believe, on his way. Now we have Prince back in hand. We go in with the Bar Barrel. The Bandit is down. Baby Dragon's on our tower. Now we have Bats for the Mega Minion. Rage up on defense there. Meanwhile, the Miner's getting all kinds of damage on his King Tower, all the way down to 600. Make that 515. Make that 421. I couldn't see the health bar because we don't have anything transparent in this game, so couldn't see the health bar of the Miner, but he kept chipping away there. 421 remaining. But again, this is not over yet. We have to keep applying the pressure here. We go same location with the Miner. Try to sneak in that Barbarian on the tower. Doesn't really result in any damage there. So nice defense by the opponent. 340 remaining as we cross over into sudden death overtime. So here we go again. Dark Goblin on defense. And again, we're staying very aggressive so far here. Obviously, not letting the opponent have time to build up a big Golem push. So here we go again. Same play. Miner in the same location. It looks like there it is. One final swing from that Barbarian in the Bar Barrel. Miner in the back, Barb in the front. 3-crowning a Golem deck with a Mortar deck. Not too shabby, guys. So let's go ahead and hop into the next match. All right, guys, here we go into the next match against Crazy Lenin. Sorry, a few seconds late to this match. You know, it's funny. It was about 10-minute wait or so to find a match here for Don. But it's crazy. Sometimes it reminds me of the Clash of Clans days, right? Where I used to trophy push. Anybody play Clash of Clans and tried to trophy push, you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes it could be literally hours before you found a match. Not even on top ladder, just kind of like semi-high ladder. So I'm just grateful we don't have that situation. But yeah, it does get kind of lengthy, the wait in between matches when you get to the top of ladder in Clash Royale. But it's not like you have to play all day, 24 hours a day or whatever, like it used to be in Clash of Clans. So a minion horde responding to the first Mortar there, or excuse me, the second Mortar there by Lenin. Now, an interesting thing about this matchup here is you can see they have a much quicker cycle than we do here, right? So they have the Skeletons, the Ice Spirit, so it's going to be interesting to see how Don's going to negotiate this matchup. So far here we have Rascal coming down the left. We have Bar Barrel in hand. There's the Bar Barrel that will totally counter the 5 elixir Rascals for 2 elixir. Not too shabby. 3190 remaining on his left tower, and our lowest tower is 3347. Here comes the Mortar again. We use the Rascals in the center there. Let's see if he uses the Minion Horde to defend again, or if he switches it up here. And immediately the Minion Horde, nice and early there, while that Mortar was distracted by the girl Rascal in the left lane. So Minion Horde tower, cleans up against those archers, and the miners on the tower getting a lot of chip damage here on the right. Miners still at, 75% health before those archers came down. Meanwhile, there's a miner on our tower as well. We'll clean up using the spear goblins, and Lenin is just laughing about it. He finds this very entertaining. So here we go. It's going to be 1 spear goblin, make it 2 surviving, getting a little bit extra chip damage onto that right tower. 2387 remaining. So mortar on mortar here, both at the bridge. They go with a quick Rascals. We go with a very quick minion horde and the miner on the tower. So he gets his boy Rascal onto our mortar, excuse me, but we still take out his mortar before he took out ours. So despite the faster cycle in Lenin's deck here, we're still playing, pretty normally in terms of our aggressive nature with the deck. Now we exchange mortars again. He goes defensive, we go offensive. So here we go. We're going to distract, take a hit away from our mortar. We distract with the Goblin Gang there, allowing his mortar to go down in a second here. One more mortar hit and a nice snowball there as well. Ooh, the Spirit Goblins just barely could not finish off that last archer, but we forced a defensive mortar out of the opponent, and we're keeping the pressure up here with the minion horde at the bridge. Interesting minion horde decision there by Don, but still we have the damage advantage as we go into sudden death overtime here. 1849 remaining on the tower there of Lenin. So a split Rascals by both player here, a defensive mortar here by both players. Let's see how they handle this. Rocket is the last card. I should have known. Rocket comes down. That's going to be a lot of damage, and just like that, Lenin's in the damage advantage, but I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't go very aggressive here after he uses the rocket. And here we go, the offensive mortar. We have the Rascals. Well, we have one girl Rascal remaining here. We don't get to the tower though, and our offensive mortar doesn't look like it's going to lock on either. 9 elixir still in the hand of crazy Lenin, and Lenin drops those Rascals. And again, are we going to get a hit? We do get the miner onto the tower. Our mortar is still alive. Snowball comes down. Here it goes, and we just kept applying the pressure after the rocket was used by the opponent. Now it's down to 533, and immediately we're going to stay aggressive here with another mortar. We go with the Goblin Gang again on defense. Spirit Goblins immediately after that. This is going to be close here, guys. All it's going to take is a snowball and a rocket to finish things off here for Lenin, but we go in. Miner is not on the tower, is caught by those skeletons. 256 remaining. We need 1 mortar hit here, guys. Are we going to get it? The defensive miner distract our mortar. The miner is down. Mortar is locked, I think, and boom, there it goes. They exchanged thanks, and we were able to walk away with another close victory there. Let's go into another match, guys. This is fun. All right, guys, here we go into the next match against Zangato. Zangato, what are you playing, man? Give us something a little bit different here. So far we've kind of gone over the Royal Giant matchup, a Mortar versus Mortar matchup, and a Golem matchup. And there, right off the bat, he answers my my request by playing the Sparky. So a Sparky deck. I wonder if it's a Sparky Hunter Goblin Giant deck. That deck is everywhere in competitive play, and right out the gate, it's not. It's actually the old Sparky bait deck. I was hoping to see that deck because I've been casting in English CRL China, and it seems like that might be the most popular deck. Granted, it's tournament level standard, but you know I'm talking about the Sparky Goblin Giant deck with the Hunter as well. Just really, really strong right now, especially, again, for global tournaments or for grand or classic challenges. I think that and the Hog Earthquake with the Archers and Inferno Tower, those are probably the 2 highest win percentage tournament level standard decks, at least in competitive play so far. At least this season. We'll see how things change, if they do at all, next season. So here we go with a Sparky in the back, and Bats are going to connect to the tower there. So, hey, the Bats can do a lot of sneaky damage, taking it all the way down to 1365 HP with 90 seconds, excuse me, remaining here in the match. So here we go, charging Prince. Ooh, just in the nick of time, drops that Goblin Gang to try to eat up one of those Sparky blows. Another Sparky blow, does that count? Another Sparky shot, we'll say, not a blow, comes down on that Dark Goblin. Zap comes down. This is going to be trouble here, guys. We need something. A bar barrel. Ooh, Man, Sparky can be deceptive, as you guys know. I mean, it's only 4 seconds, but still, sometimes you think that she's going to get a shot off and she doesn't. Sometimes she gets that shot off and you're like, no, how did she get that shot off? So a nice King Tower activation here by Zangado with the NATO. So now we're going to have to deal with the activated King Tower. Granted, it doesn't really come into play with our Mortar, but it does come into play with our miners. So we're going to be careful of that. So Don's going to go ahead and kind of stay aggressive here with these bats at the bridge. Dark Goblin playing a little bit of defense, and again a Sparky reloaded for Zangado in the back. So again, it's going to be, actually Dark Goblin latches on to that Sparky, but again, the fact that we don't have that rocket, we don't have that big spell in this version of the deck, definitely going to be challenging in this matchup, although we do have the damage advantage with about 20 seconds remaining here in regulation time. So the Mortar's going to do a good job defensively. Zap comes down again there. Is Sparky going to, oh man, again, I thought that Sparky might get a shot off on that left tower, but again, able to avoid that shot from the Sparky. So 3 seconds remaining here. We're definitely obviously going to sudden death overtime. So here it comes, a big push coming down right now. We have Snowball in hand, a NATO offensively by the opponent to pull everything into Sparky's range. However, the Mortar and the Bar Barrel take Sparky down to about 20% HP. And again, a very close call there, but no Sparky hit. And now we have the Bats again, Goblin Gang in response to the Bats. About 25 seconds now into sudden death overtime. 8:95 remaining here on the tower of Zangado. Here comes a giant Sparky push. Another minion horde perhaps? Or what are they going to do here? And they're a wizard. Oh man, this is like mid-ladder deck written all over it right now. The wizard Sparky push. Oh no, do we have Bar Barrel? What do we have for this? Oh, thank God, again, the Mortar able to mitigate any damage from the Wizard Sparky combo in the left lane. And now 8 seconds, 2 seconds remaining in the 2-minute mark here in overtime. Sparky reloaded in the back. All we really need here are a couple lucrative minor plus snowball connections, but we're going hard here in the right with the Prince and the Goblin Gang. Sparky gets a nice shot off on that Prince. Giant crosses the river at about 10% health or less here. So let's see what happens. Zap comes down on our Bats there. We're gonna need to respond again, obviously, to the Sparky push. We do so with the Goblin Barrel. Barbarians are down on defense, and again, able to avoid a Sparky connection on our left tower. 707 damage remaining, HP remaining, excuse me, on our left tower. Here comes the Sparky again down the lane. The defensive Mortars really coming in huge in this matchup. I don't think we've used one offensive Mortar, and that's pretty much par for the course against giant decks, guys. And even against some Golem matchups. So here we go. A Miner this time to assassinate the Wizard. Doesn't really work out. Here comes another big push, but thankfully that defensive Mortar doing so much work for us. So as Zap comes down by the opponent, we actually go ahead and we haven't been able to get a Miner on that tower, guys. 707 damage remaining on the tower, and Sparky absolutely just obliterates that King before he can even, or the Prince, excuse me, before he can even get to the tower. No, is this going to be a draw? We started so well in this match. Now we have a Goblin Gang set up in front of our King Tower to play some defense. We have Bats down as well. A Zap comes down by the opponent. Oh no! Sparky, oh man, the Dark Goblin, sacrificial Dark Goblin there, I believe, soaking up that Sparky blow. Now we have a Dark Goblin going down the lane. Barbarians run right into him, and oh man, with 30 seconds left, unless we can get a miracle push here, guys, I think this is gonna end in a draw. Oh man, I thought he had this matchup. Thought he had, not the matchup, I thought he had this match won. It's because we got so much damage early on, but a good job, I guess, on the opponent's part, kind of adjusting here, keeping the offensive pressure up and really stopping Don from being able to land a lucrative miner onto the tower there. And now these Wizard Sparky pushes and double elixir time have been really difficult to avoid. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end this match and this video on that draw. So guys, another huge shout out to my man Don for coming on the channel. I really appreciate him coming on. Check out his stats and player profile. Thanks to statsroyale.com. You can find that information in the show notes below, along with his Twitter information as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. A huge shout out to Bren Chong, my YouTube partner. Check out his information in the description below. Thank you for watching, guys. And as always, take care, guys.